The Quiet Kenku, I'm Val, your not so humble host and dungeon master, back at another fucking thing. We kind of skipped last week. We had a game. I just didn't feel like streaming it. You didn't miss much. Nothing happened. But no, the side adventuring party who had been sent to hell escaped and selling not their souls but parts of themselves, things that meant a lot to them. One person gaining something that is going to turn their life into hell in order to escape. They made their way out, hopped in a cart built by Lance, and then started to head toward Favia to deliver their quarry. But weird things happened, and the suns, there are two of them, blinked out, and it seemed like they were in some weird dreamlike state, induced by unknown means, although it was determined through a little bit of experimentation that you did, that it was not magical in origin. You then awoke in separate cells, imprisoned by the, what's the word, infamous Varys Mullane, founder of the city of Kingsport, and all around badass and terrible guy. And so, with that said, you all are trapped there. But we're not going to start with that party for now. I think that'll be saved for tomorrow, which today, if you can't tell, is an off day. Normally it's Saturdays. We're doing it Friday. Woo, it's weird. But we're going to go over back to the main party, the God Runners, who have just escaped the city of Kingsport. You all are on the train. Or actually, sorry, no, you're not. You're riding alongside the train. You are on these mechanical steeds, essentially large mechanical and wheeled steeds of the Grimm family. And I have a question for all of you that I asked of your other characters when we first introduced them. We're going to start with Drossum, since you're top of my screen. The bomb goes off. What's your reaction?
I think I just look at it, and then I look at the ground and process.
Okay. A place that brought you so much grief and so much anxiety is now gone, but so are all of the people that are left. Kingsley, you're home. Your family's gone. People you cared about are gone. But you know there's a lot of people that weren't, that didn't make it out. You saw some of their faces. What's your reaction?
He's just going to hug his mom and Siren and probably cry with.
Zernus. This was not your home, but a place you met quite a few people, that you interacted with people. Someone that, while in a different timeline necessarily, someone who used to cause you a lot of grief, you actually came to kind of reconcile with them, that being your old bully. You knew he was there, as were other people you cared about, might have cared about, whether they be a random shopkeeper or otherwise. What's Zernus's reaction?
I don't think there's a lot of times where he's quiet. But he has nothing he can say, nothing he can process. Looking at the light show, I suppose, he very quick to pull Soraya and hug her, pulling his cloak over her and making sure she's safe. But then he'd look over to Galliard, who is his main concern, considering, he lived there. He had heard so many cool stories, streets, trees. places that he'd never seen, didn't get to experience. And although he didn't live there, that was Galliard's life. And in a way, Zernes is part of Galliard's life, and Galliard's part of his.
Okay. And speaking of Galliard, that'd be who's up next. This was your home as well. This was a place you spent almost your entire life, up until recently, coming back, reconciling with your father, and you have an even greater loss. Your family escaped. All but your father, who you'd recently gotten close to again, who stayed behind to do his duty. How does Galliard feel?
There's no words from him. He watches. Even after the windows tint to protect the eyes of everyone in here. Before that, he had been watching just everything. Fear, anxiety, wondering what's going to happen, seeing this battle, and then everything's gone. And there's a knowing moment as he watches. Everything hits all at once. Guilt, not being home, not being with his father, with his mother, not being there with everyone. He should have been there. He never was. All he did was run away. There. He wants to reach out to his father on just the slimmest possible chance of hope that he may have somehow survived. He knows that he's gone. There's no spell, anything that he can use at this moment to find out any more information. He just looks resigned. His eyes flutter down, letting out a breath he didn't realize he was holding. And gently and quietly starts to weep.
All right. Up next would be the one, the only radioactive purple rat, baby. A place you'd spent a lot of time, the city of Kingsport. A place with various foods, various musics from all places in the world. Whether you wanted to hear something from the eastern regions or the west, you could find it there. And whether you made connections or not there is up to you. But the unknowing if a lot of them left. How does the radioactive purple rat, who has lived so long, who has lived through atrocities like this, how do they feel?
He has lived so long and seen so many things, but usually always has some stupid, witty remark to make. But he is sitting shell-shocked, staring at the blast. The tinted windows are saving his probably already fucked up retinas. He doesn't say anything or do anything. He just stares. And there's nothing on his face but welling tears.
Okay. All right. Wick, your livelihood is, as far as you know, gone. Your home destroyed. And on top of all of that, the grave of your family is reduced to ash. What is Wick's reaction?
I believe that Wick seeing such damage to what practically was who she considered her father, his legacy turned to nothing but rubble and like debris and the graves of those she held dearly. For once, you could see the sadness that starts to appear on her face as all she could do is look away and look down. As you can see on her glove hands that there's a few tears that are being shed for the loss of what was used to be her uncle's legacy. He
Last but certainly not least, Tillsman. This was a place you've been many times, across many iterations. Things were always a little different. Maybe a bridge was in a different place, and it always took some getting used to. And so, you've probably been around that city hundreds of times. But of course, there's still places you probably never explored, as it was just too big. But you know what caused this. You are cursed with the knowledge of what caused that. The betrayal, both that you did, but also that was done to you. How does Tillsman react?
He will just stare for a moment, not directly into it, because it's how you fry your eyeballs. But it's a sight he's seen before. It's an outcome he expects. And he feels like he failed in some aspect.
And so, you all ride on these mechanical creations. They're surprisingly silent. Of course, the noise of the tire treads on the dirt and eventually sand, the sort of mechanical legs pounding, those make sound, but generally muffled by the cabin you're within. For an idea, this is sort of like a carriage on the back of the legs and wheels, just elevated above the ground a good 15 feet. So it's generally pretty tall. And they travel forward, following the train, staying alongside it. You were next to the second train that left the station of Kingsport. Behind you, there are two more, and there's one in front of you. And you watch. You're pretty far back as a sort of weird greenish red portal appears on the tracks and swallows the entirety of the first train. And then the portal closes. And as you are still alongside the second train, which immediately begins to break, the sort of conductor of the vehicles you're on looks to you, basically asking, kind of with their eyes looking at you like, what do I do? Do I stop? And for reference, this is the portal that opened and swallowed the first train the other party is on. But of course, this party does not know that. You do not see anyone on the tracks after the portal closes. So it is like there was never a train there. Do you tell the conductor to stop? Or not the conductor, but the driver, I'll say, of your car. He definitely is looking to you, Kingsley, but also to the group as well. Mainly you, because this is your family's thing, and your parents who don't know what the fuck is going on are kind of looking to you as looking to the rest of you as the experienced adventurers here.
Are we still barreling forward?
You are, the train that you're alongside is slowing, but it's going to take a minute to stop. But your vehicle is still barreling forward.
And just make sure I heard you right. Is there something in front of us that has stopped, or is it just open track?
So you are not actually on the tracks. You are alongside it. Yeah, because these vehicles are land vehicles. So you're just basically staying alongside the train. However, the first train that was in front of yours got swallowed up by that portal, which out of game you know to be to hell. In game, your character has no idea. But there is nothing currently in front of you. The man that opened the portal is nowhere to be seen. There is no portal anymore, and the first train is entirely gone like it was never there. So the driver is like, should I stop or should I keep going?
I mean, do we want to help the people on the train? But don't.
I mean, the train we're going against right now is slowing down, obviously, because what the hell just happened?
Yeah, they don't know
But
what
also,
happened.
I see two main points here. Make sure we get out and leave and just don't look back, or slow down and see if the train will pick up or if the other trains are in danger.
Are we equipped to help them right now?
Alright, yeah, you don't have legs.
He does. He's just weaker.
You can walk.
You can't
still.
use your legs.
Well, incorrect, because Kingsley got that potion, which he drank and is now able to walk again. That's how you were able to get out of the city in the first place.
Well,
It's up to you guys.
I will go offer my emotional support to Kingsley by sitting next to him.
Hell yeah.
And kind of, if I'm picking up the vibe of the group, I want to wave for the guy to keep going.
Okay. You want to just kind of wave to
I
the
want
other
to-
train to tell it to keep going?
yeah, I want to wave to the train to keep going.
Okay. Go ahead and either, so I'll say, Drossen and Cernus. You two are the one doing it. You can either both roll persuasion or one of you roll with advantage.
We're
You
both
have a
really
high
good at this,
persuasion.
right? Yes, I do.
Yeah. You
I
can have
didn't do
advantage.
this for luck. Forgot to roll for luck, so hold on. It does. These count as rolls for luck, surely.
Oh, hopefully, yeah, of course.
Ooh, that is a 17.
A 17?
Yes.
Okay. With the 17, you all kind of have a confidence. You have not slowed down at all. And so the conductor of that second train just kind of leans out the window and looks at you, looks forward, gives a nod, and then the train begins to pick up speed again. So they have decided not to stop at your behest. We'll see if that was a good decision or not.
We're next to a train full of children. It better have been.
This one I believe was the it was the children and the like elderly and you know the people who couldn't really care for themselves. So yeah. And hopefully their parents are on the trains behind it. So the train barrels forward. There are a couple small stops on the way, but the main first stop is Favia. That being the first larger city on the way. I'm actually double checking which city is along the path before them. It is... Nope, that's the cookbook. I don't want the cookbook. No, I don't. I don't want
the map.
Here it is. I did this. I'm opening it on my phone. Okay. So, Vivi is there. Okay. So, the first place that it's going to actually pass through, because it has to go around the mountain range. So, the first place it's going to hit is Fallholt. And then Willesden. And then it'll be hitting Ardglass, and then Fabia. So a few towns between there and now, so any, stops for stuff you want to make, it'll stop there briefly and then continue on after that. Basically just kind of like a bus. Anyone want to get off? No? Keep going. So for the first day of travel here, could somebody roll me a d20? Connor's doing it. Okay. 18. The first day of travel. Could you roll me a d6? 1. Okay. So going on this first day of travel, you're on the vehicles. They're generally pretty fast. However, and they could outpace the train if needed. However, just barely, and it does stay alongside it. Nearing the end of the first day, you do have to stop, meaning the train would go on without you and would continue on to its destination, but of course you're not on it, so that's okay. But you do have to stop to, as the driver kind of informs you, at the end of each day, have to stop, do some basic maintenance, let the power cells recharge with the because they have these sort of arcane power cells, and so they have to recharge at the end of each day. They can only go so far, and so they have to stop for that. Do any of you have any objections to this? any things you want to try, or do you just stop at the end of the day? For the power cells.
It runs off arcane, right?
Arcane energy is what keeps them going.
Me as player doesn't understand that. So me is just thinking it's like a glorified solar power battery. What if I just electrocute it?
So I can you know what? For the hell of it. Zernus, go ahead and roll me an Arcana check.
Fuck. Damn it.
Listen,
you're an idiot,
maybe
sir.
you... Nothing.
That's it. Yeah, that's a 1.
That's a 1. Okay, 1 total.
Yeah, that's a natural 1.
Natural 1, lovely. Not only do you not know how it works, but that whole idea of zapping it could work. It could do it. It might work. Like, give it a little bit of a shock. That actually, you think that's the greatest idea. No, I will tell you that with a natural 1, you do think, hey, maybe that could work, but you have no idea. You don't know if that would help or harm. You've never dealt with these. You've seen your dad deal with them, and you know how you say you always break everything you touch?
No, I'm not gonna touch it. I'm not gonna...
Yeah.
It's not mine. I'm not touching it.
Okay. But so with that, end of the day, you all sat down for the evening. Is there anything any of you want to do during this evening's, before evening's rest? We'll go with the idea this is everyone sitting down, having a little bit of food, things like that. Is there any conversations you want to have?
I would like to console the Galliard and the rat.
Okay. Feel free. So you all come together. You attempt to console.
I mean, I scoop up the rat and just go over to Galliard and give them both a hug.
Okay.
I'm not good with words. I'm Zernus.
That's fair.
There's no real response from him. It's just he left you. He doesn't lean into you or try to hug you back or anything. He just accepts it. If there's a fire going, then he'll probably stare into it, and if not, he's just absent-mindedly looking up at the sky, kind of just keep his mind off of any internal thoughts.
Okay. Oh, excuse me. And this may seem like a random question, but I'm making sure that I'm not doing something too early. You guys are 6th level, correct? Or is it 5th still?
We're 6.
I'm a 6.
6.
Okay. Just
Oh, no.
curiosity's sake.
Oh no.
No, don't worry. It's legitimately, don't worry this time. It was for an RP thing that I was going to do soon, this session. But I wanted to make sure I wasn't doing it too early.
Fair enough.
So.
Force alcohol.
No.
Surprisingly, not this time.
I don't want to do it too early. You don't need to worry.
No, this is root beer. It has beer in the name, but wrong kind. Beer from the root. What kind of root? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty much just offering my moral support to the Kingsley, being there for him to hug.
As you do so, Dross, going over to do so, Kingsley, your family is with you. They're not... Oh, hello. This is actually awesome timing. Hello. So, welcome. Party is just set down at a fire and is vibing. Yeah, this is a weird week because we weren't normally going to have a session today, but we did. So welcome. Glad you could make it. But Kingsley, your family is kind of sat around you and is attempting to console you in any way they can. But you can kind of tell they're having a little bit of a hard time with it because they haven't been there for most of this. Obviously, they can console you for what they've just seen. But with a lot of the other stuff that seems to be kind of nagging at you, they don't really know how. This is a bit outside of their area of expertise, you know. You think you would have been a tough kid, like scrapes a knee and walks it off. Yeah, basically just scrape a knee and walk it off. And so the fact that they're seeing you in this state is kind of... They don't know what to do, but they're doing their best. And Siren is there as well. He seems about as bothered, maybe a little less so than you, given you have a little more going on, but just kind of pulling a Galliard in a way and just kind of staring into the fire. Sort of vacant eyes, and you know that look. The thoughts behind the eyes, the thinking. But he just kind of sits there, coughs occasionally. And then Drossin appears and offers the emotional support.
I'll kind of lean on Drossin a little. Siren, are you okay? I know it's been a lot. You're not okay.
I had a lot of friends on the lower city. They, I don't know if they got out.
I hope they did.
Me too.
And a few friends too.
Well, yeah. Too bad there's nothing we can do to save them now.
It's not.
And he just kind of lays back. Just right where he was, just flops back on his back, staring up at the sky, which... Odd detail. As he kind of lays back and looks up, gets a bit of a puzzled look and just kind of points up to the sky. Do you look?
Mm-hmm.
And Drossin, do you look? Looking up to the sky, The sky is weird. I'm not sure how versed your characters would be in general, like stars and things, but it all seems a lot brighter than normal. The stars mainly. And he just kind of points out a few of the constellations he knows, which, if Galliard, if you were paying attention, those were not the constellations he said they were. You would know. They're wrong.
You poser.
He's just like, oh yeah, that's the Big Dipper, and then it's not.
Actually, that's Orion's belt.
Mhm. Oh,
He
yeah,
just
that's
looks over to him, doesn't say anything.
Hmm.
Kingsley's
Looks back.
Oh, Galliard, you were saying? Oh. Okay. Yeah.
Oh no, just Galliard was looking over to Siren. Just if he could properly feel emotion right now, it would just be like a you fool. But he can't feel anything.
You fool. Okay. And then Kingsley.
Kingsley's gonna turn to Tillsman. Speaking of saving people, I haven't gotten the chance to properly thank you. Despite getting stabbed, it did. I don't think I would have been able to get away from her without it.
With a little, I still don't have a name for this thing. I'm just gonna keep calling it a ghost until I can figure out what to call it. Um, with the little ghost that he has, he's just sort of twirling it around as it hovers above his finger, and he'll say, "I'm honestly just glad it worked. I took a gamble. I'd never done that before. I had read things about it, what it could do. I'd never done it on someone who had two souls in the same body. I've done it on people who didn't have souls. That's a fun one. What even happened?"
It was kind of strange. We both were in this void of a sort, but there was nothing we could see but feel, hear. We could hear other people too, but just not make out what they were saying. And we basically fought each other away.
Makes sense, actually. Because when I use it on a person that doesn't have a soul, their body is dead, and they cannot be brought back by any means. And the reason for that is that it's kind of like a host. The dagger removes the soul from the body, and then the soul inhabits the dagger. Once that happens, you can't unbind them by any means unless the dagger is destroyed. So what I think happened was two souls tried to enter through a very small door, and only one of you went in, and the other was locked out. You got away.
Still in it?
Fortunately, you can thank me for that. The
I don't
plan.
know how fortunate. Kind of worried.
Suppose I should give you a little bit of better insight as to what exactly I was thinking. With Serena, there's an ability that that dagger possesses. You can call upon any of the past memories or knowledge of the individual as if you yourself were them, but you think in your own mind. For example, if you kill a storm giant and take its soul, you can imbue yourself with the might of that giant. Or if you kill a dragon, you can gain its breath weapon or its wings. With Serena, you gain her knowledge. I'm sure you can see where that's going.
So,
Worried.
You're still cutting in and out a little bit, Connor.
You gotta like speak normal volume because you are getting a little quiet.
so whoever has the dagger can have her knowledge, which is all of it.
That's why it was imperative that you keep it away from him.
Who currently has it?
I think Zernus might still have it.
Just gonna turn and look at Zernus.
Like,
Do
I
you-
wanted to ask, how quiet were you? Was it just a conversation over the fire?
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Okay.
it's just casual. He's not being quiet.
I mean, he was listening and he was learning, and as you spoke and explained how it could work, he got a little interested and may have tried to scoot a few feet back with the dagger and is like trying to figure out like what the hell.
Hey, Zernus.
Yes, he'd spin around on behind his back.
Can I see it for a second? Just curiosity of, what stabbed me.
Looks at Drawson. Don't you have a boyfriend?
Hmm?
He didn't process it. You said, "Can I have a look at it at what stabbed me?" His mind went, "I didn't want to know
Oh,
about your
jeez.
sex habits with the gun."
The knife, Zernus. The dagger.
And if I don't want to give it you?
That sounds off. You?
Yeah.
Not saying anything bad. A bit more open and trusting with us.
I just don't want to give it.
Is it me in particular?
I don't want to give it any of you.
Okay. Then with that logic, why would we want you to keep it?
You're not me.
I think you just explained my point. That.
I don't want to give it, Kingsley.
I'm in no position to force it, and I wouldn't either.
Hey, Zernus. Make me a wisdom save. Sorry,
Fuck you.
it would actually be a charisma save.
Charisma.
And this is technically roll with advantage because of your racial abilities.
What? 22.
Okay. The idea that people are asking for this, that are trying to take it from you, you feel some force start to come over your body, but you shake it off.
Oh, lovely. But
For
you
your
didn't
knowledge,
shudder.
that was a charm effect, which, if I remember correctly, you have advantage on.
Elf.
Elf shit.
Yes.
So I was making sure I was right. Yeah. Yeah. It's a very
How would you want to
protective
look at
feeling.
it?
Say again, I think I talked over you.
No, why would you want it? Why do you want to look at it?
Because I still be a part of it, and I did get stabbed and killed. It did split my soul in half.
You're cutting in and out really bad.
Yeah,
Like every
Yeah,
word.
it's cutting out a lot and then echoing when Josh or one of you
Do you have the
speak.
input sensitivity on, like, what's it at? Because I think you still have yours way, way too high. Where's it at? Where was it before? Put it like 50.
The further you have it to the left, the easier it will pick up your voice.
I mean, I got the main point. You got stabbed with it, and technically you're part of it because you had a part with Serena.
Basically, he was like, it split his soul in half. He's curious to see the thing that literally killed him and split him in half.
Well, it's a dagger. Last time you
Well, it's
saw it, when it was
obviously not just any dagger, Zernus. It killed a goddess. And I don't just mean now. Speaking of that, he's gonna turn back to Tillsman. I saw something. Through her eyes. And I think you know what I'm talking about.
His turn to you. His expression doesn't change.
What?
He's just looking at you, basically. He hasn't said anything.
I know what you did. To her. Is it because you were sent to do it, or did you do it on purpose, by yourself?
A little bit of both. I've always been following his guidance, but I followed my own agenda. That's how I've always worked. At least to what I was aware of, every single time things started over, I was the only one that remembered anything. Then I found out about her. Things started to get more and more difficult, and I couldn't figure out why. But she kept popping up. Someone knew who I was before I was even a threat. Slowly, I was able to thread together that it was her.
And so,
Turns out
you
I
got
wasn't
rid of
the
her.
only one that needed her dead. So we struck a pact. He would protect me, provide me with power, and I would kill her. It was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be honest.
It is strange. But who knows why? Maybe she had her reasons to let it happen. But all I know is because of that, I'm here.
In every iteration that you were alive and she was alive at the same time, you never survived past Kingsport.
From what she told me, I didn't survive at all without her.
She told you that just
How many times did you kill her?
Oh. Technically, it had to happen every time. Technically. But I only had to kill one iteration of her. And that was the one that was across every version of every realm. The one that I thought I killed originally. The one that I pulled out of you. Just kind of rub his head. Having this sort of introspective conversations made him realize that this is not normal behavior.
What's not normal behavior?
I don't know, casually conversing about killing the same person over and over again.
Fair. Tillsman, you know about different realities and things. Probably more so than anyone else here, right?
I would say me and Galliard are about the same. The only difference is that he's studious and I've lived through it.
Then, for both of you, Galliard, you two, a little bit of a theory. And he's gonna kind of usher Galliard come closer along with Tillsman so he can be a little quieter when he asks this. Specifically trying to hide it from his parents.
Okay.
If the only reason I survive was because her soul and mine intertwined, how long do you think I have to live?
He'll look at Galliard and then start counting with his fingers.
Galliard is currently trying to think about any sort of magic that deals with revivification, souls, possibly necromancy, even though he hates that school of magic.
Of course. Absolutely detest it. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Wait, what was the question that was asked?
If the only reason that I were to survive was because my soul intertwined with Serena's, how long do you think I have left to live?
Until your time's up, by my deductions, because of everything you've explained and everything that Tillsman has said.
That's
Okay, so out of character, so your soul isn't intertwined anymore, or it is?
Yeah, shit, you missed some shit.
Yeah, so I was
yeah,
gone for like the side character stuff, and I just
not much
so much
happened.
happened.
Not much happened with the side character stuff that really matters for this party. But yeah, Kingsley's soul got ripped out of his body along with Serena's, which they got split, as far as you know, and Serena's is trapped
Yes.
in the dagger.
And we can't just destroy the dagger. Would that end up
You
liberating
see,
Serena's soul?
you can liberate the souls if you break it. That's what I learned. Which reminds me, Josh, how hard would it be to just like sneak away?
You want to try and sneak away? I need a stealth check.
Yes.
Not happening.
With
You're
disadvantage, because you're probably in your armor.
I'm gonna go with the
Well,
idea
I
you
just-
are.
Once you
since
go
didn't-
beyond, once you go beyond that
roll.
20-foot radius, assuming that you still have a heartbeat.
True. Oh my god, Galliard is the fucking detector. I mean, do you still want to try anyway? Because you might not think of that in the moment.
Yeah. I'm just like everyone's talking, everyone's like attention's off me for just this little bit, and I did roll 2 17s even with disadvantage, so
Is that the total?
So 21's the total.
21. Galliard, what is your passive perception?
His passive perception is only a 12,
Okay.
and I feel like
since I
even more
have the
so in this
highest,
circumstance.
No way.
Yeah,
Are
well,
you putting me
no.
down first, or
No, I forgot you're there.
oh god. So that is above passive perceptions of everyone here, I believe. And the main reason I asked Galliard
Yeah.
for yours was because given the conversation you're having, when you are paying attention, you will notice there is a missing heartbeat. And it almost immediately. But you're in the middle of a conversation right now. I'm going to say using that stealth roll in your passive, you just aren't paying enough attention.
Yeah, he's focusing on trying to recall anything about necromantic theory.
Mm. So Zernus, yes, you have slipped away successfully from all but the one
This is-
person that you forgot was with you.
Damn it. They just blend so well into my armor, I don't even feel them anymore.
Just literally tucked in there and then pops out and just hey. Hello.
But anyway, continue your conversation. I'm still
continue.
here, definitely.
I mean, you know what? Go ahead. Sorry, Galliard. Go ahead and roll me an Arcana check or a History check. I'd allow either.
They're the same. We're gonna go Arcana just because that feels more in line. That's a total of 16.
16 Arcana. Okay.
Would guidance make any difference? Because I was going to say it, but he rolled really
Oh,
bad.
you're fine. I would allow a guidance on there if you want to add it.
I roll that, or do you roll that?
That would be Galliard. You would roll it.
That's a D4.
I believe so. Is that what guidance is?
Yeah, it's a
I think it's a
D4.
D4.
Oh, and that changes it to a genetically modified 20.
Genetically modified 20. I love that that's what we call them here. Yeah. It's a Varus 20. So okay.
Oh no.
Oh no. Speaking of which, no, I'm kidding. I will say though, with that information, you are able to recall a bit about necromantic theory, mainly because you detest it. And so like when you dislike something, sometimes you'll just learn a little bit on the side just so you don't, that way you can know what to stay away from, especially when you're
hater.
going through. Yeah.
I want to know how.
Yeah. But you recall a little bit. Now, as far as like stuff with what Kingsley could be going through, you can't really, and I'll say with pretty good certainty, you can't really think of anything with that would be applicable here. Mainly because, and you could feel free to ask questions of Connor here, or of Kingsley rather. Without more information, it's really hard to do any theory crafting, because right now all you know is that Kingsley wouldn't be alive except for Serena tying the two of them together. But that's not really a lot of information to go off of to get a solid anything, because that could be anything. That could be a disease, it could be a curse, it could be just general fate. So
Fair.
hard to know, but more information could be gathered. And then Tillsman, I believe you were part of that as well. Do you have any insight, any thoughts?
The only thing I can think of is there's two outcomes. You got lucky and you're grounded to the plane, or you're in the same situation that I'm in. One of those options is better than the other.
And what kind of situation would that be?
By the time this is over, whether I die or we fix this, disappear. None of you will remember me. It's like I never existed. The timeline will change and adjust to fix my piece. But I'll simply fade away.
And how are you out of sync in this way? As far as I recall, energy wasn't exactly advanced enough to keep something like that stable, and even so, all of this, when I was learning, was just theory. It wasn't anything that was possible.
I don't know any more than you do. The only thing I know is that every single time we've come close to absolute failure, not just us dying, I have started to fade into dust. It happened earlier, it happened, he'll kind of count, at 120 years ago, and then it happened the second time this started.
Hmm.
I don't
How
know.
do you know that'll happen if we succeed?
Well, there's nothing left anchoring me here. Everyone I know that is
And why haven't you
in
gone?
around, he's just going to repeat himself. I don't know. I should, according to the laws of the universe, not exist. But I'm here, and I don't know why.
Tillsman, there are a couple other people here who might notice this, but for you, I think it matters more. What is your passive perception?
Now, with my new ability scores and the observant feat, 23.
Wow, 20. Jesus. Okay, good to know. I'll have to update that.
Yeah. Observant gives me a +5 to my passive.
You see a squirrel. It's a gray squirrel. Come running out of the tree line nearest to you and start bounding directly up to your camp. Any of you with a passive of like 12 or above would notice it immediately.
I see nothing.
Yeah, you see nothing. Those so that'd be with
No
the
thought, that empty.
yeah, being emotional support goat. Takes a lot of focus. But with a 12 or above,
There's not much focus.
you see it. But
Weird.
till I'd say if you have like a 16 or above,
18.
perfect. You see that in its mouth is a rolled up piece of paper, and it comes just bounding directly towards you, Tillsman. And once it gets there, you all see it. It's pretty obvious. And it stands up on its hindquarters and just kind of, with the rolled up piece of paper in its mouth, just kind of looks up towards you, Tillsman.
He'll kind of stop mid-sentence and look down at it.
And it looks back. Just
I'll
waiting expectantly.
still kind of getting used to the fact that he can talk to animals now. He's just gonna like hold out his hand.
It just kind of drops it in your hand, um, holds out its hand, and don't know what it's waiting for, but it's just holding out its hand and waiting for something. Hasn't said anything yet.
Oh, I guess I'm going to get out a copper and give it to the squirrel.
Squirrel takes it, gives it a little chew, and runs off.
Aw.
And you have a rolled up piece of paper, which in your hands is pretty decently sized. It was a small piece of paper generally, just like a rolled up little scroll, maybe 6 inches across, or 6 inches wide, I suppose. Do you wish to unroll it?
Yeah. Does it have a seal on it or anything?
It does not. It is wrapped with just some twine, um, but which, interestingly enough, just add a quick touch of the twine. It's dried grass. It's just really long pieces of dried grass that have been sort of looped to hold it together, but no seal. Um, upon opening it, though, um, it gives the very first thing is incredibly specific directions. Basically starting in Favia, as the origin point, and it seems to lead somewhere just a little bit to the southeast. Um, Basically giving you directions into these woods, a little to the southeast. It has like very incredibly specific directions. If there's a creek in the way, it even mentions that. And it says that at this location is your first task. And this is signed from trying to remember the name. I had it on the tip of my tongue. Let me double check. Is right. If it'll load. Ah. Archdruid Finnorn. And it's your first task. It is mentions that there is a group of people out there deliberately disturbing the natural order in some form of ritual. And since you're heading in that direction, they have tasked you, when you happen to go through, to stop and deal with that group. That is all.
He'll skim it really quickly because he doesn't want to interrupt the conversation too much, and then he'll just kind of stuff it into his coat. Anyways, sorry. What was I saying?
Talking about your purpose,
It was
why you had
about
invaded.
why. I think it was about why you hadn't gone away, and if Kingsley might do that.
Again, I don't know if that's true for you. You could be perfectly fine because you don't have the precognition that I had. I don't quite have it at the moment. So maybe you're fine. Maybe it did work.
I'm more so worried about dying due to not having her anymore.
You won't die.
How are you so sure? I never lived without her.
It'll be an experience, but you should be fine. You have us to keep you alive. And
I
other
think if you
higher beings.
couldn't, I think if you
And
couldn't,
in yourself.
I think if you couldn't live without her, then I don't think it would have worked to bring you back alone.
Maybe you're right. She's just gonna kind of lay down, curl up half on Drasan's lap. Careful to make sure his horns don't stab him. I'm gonna rest. You guys have any questions, though, don't be afraid to ask.
Anyone else have
I
anything they'd like
have
to
a
do?
lot of questions for you, but I don't want to keep you up all night. I just want to talk about anything, really. How you were intertwined in the first place, which you've told us before, I forgotten, admittedly. But anything, really.
The way she explained it was that my soul was too weak to exist on its own. And she was already dead, but needed a vessel. So she found a way to intertwine our souls so that she could eventually regain her power and I could live. Though I guess it was for more selfish means than I realized.
Is it not possible then that perhaps that's what you were led to believe, that you couldn't exist on your own without a constant presence? If it was selfish.
So you're saying she lied?
Possibly.
I mean,
We've learned that a
if
lot
you
of
say it
people
was,
have been lying recently.
If it helps ease your mind at all, there are a couple ways that you die. One, me, besides. Two is always when we would give the lance back to him. You wouldn't make it out of that fight alive.
Hmm.
The last one was the explosion. Miraculously, you survived all three.
You?
I will add one detail. mainly for Tillsman, just because a lot of information in the past. There were times Kingsley was not there at all.
You're right. I forgot about that. Sorry.
No, but that is an important detail in this specific context. But you're okay. There were times
Yeah,
where
I'll add
Kingsley
that on
was
too.
just absent. And a lot of those times were times where Serena was still there, still alive.
I guess in a funny sense, you're kind of the antithesis to each other. You can't coexist, as morbid as that might sound.
Hmm. I don't know. Do you think she's gone for good? Or do you think she'll somehow come back?
The logic in me says she's still around. She technically is. I don't know how she survived the first time. I don't know if you have any insight into that, but I know I killed her that first time.
She technically didn't survive it. She was dead.
But you said her soul was wandering, right? It contacted you somehow, which means it was in the astral plane and not in the dagger.
Right. Think. As much as she's told me, I still don't get it all that much.
As long as she remains in that dagger, she shouldn't return. I can't promise anything if someone breaks it.
You don't think Zernus will, do you?
In all my years
No.
that I've wielded it, no. There's a reason I gave him the ring. It tries to talk to you. It's annoying. God. I spent the first 200 years trying to get it to shut up. And I eventually found that ring. It still definitely has a permanent side effect on me. But he started with it early enough. I think he should be okay.
I hope so.
I believe in him. He's worked hard to keep the influence of others out. And you see how he is. You can trust his earnest.
I thought I could trust Serena.
Zernus isn't a fae.
No?
No
But
offense.
we
I
didn't
hope I
know
don't
that
get
about
dropped
them
in.
either.
I suppose that's fair. But still, the last thing you need is to start worrying about each other.
I'll try not to.
It'll be fine.
I do have a topic I want to bring up with you, Hillsman Pirelli. I don't know.
Whatever you're more comfortable with. I've heard both. I'll respond to it.
I hate you. I feel as if this wouldn't have happened without you. Without you getting that weapon. So many people might still be alive. It's easy to
You're kind of getting choppy.
give
I
a
got
damn
you.
about anyone.
The
I don't
last
know if
thing,
this is any better now.
yeah, you sound much better. The last thing I remember you saying
Alright.
is that you felt like it wouldn't have happened if I hadn't grabbed the weapon, and then you kind of started cutting in and out.
Alright. He's just looking at him. He's not. He just looks emotionless right now as he's speaking. I feel like things would have not resulted in that if you hadn't secured that weapon. Many people would be alive. I suppose you can desensitize yourself to it when you've experienced it over and over and over and over and over again, but I don't trust you. You haven't given myself a reason to trust you. But I won't harm you. Just if we are going to be working together, as you told Kingsley that we need, the last thing that we need is to eye each other with suspicion. I suppose I have to be honest with you and tell you that I can't bring myself to trust you at this point in time or care about your well-being. Respectfully.
I think it would go against your very being to even ask that of you. The only thing I'll say now is if we hadn't done what we had done, a lot more people would have died.
They've argued something like this before. It's Zernus. I was in a position once. Possibly we could have gone back. I was adamant. But what I'm getting at, I suppose, is just it's going to take a while for myself to trust you. If we are to work together to figure out how we are proceeding with anything, please understand that. I can't callously disregard the actions of what you have done or what by proxy I understand. But I can try to work with you. Is there any more theory that needs to be discussed now? Either soul relation or your both of you, your unique circumstances of existence.
Say me and why am I blanking on your name, Connor? Why am I blanking on your name? What? What?
Kingsley.
Kingsley, thank you. I'm sorry.
You good.
Say that you do find something, then me and Kingsley are both in the same position. And you have a way to save one of us. Save Kingsley.
I see.
Oh, I suppose. Hmm. Well, you expressed interest in the laboratory, so reach into his bag. You're welcome to do whatever you want with it. You were the one that made it, after all. I simply just copied it. And he's gonna hand you the door.
Okay. So you get this little folded up, basically a piece of fabric that, when unrolled, becomes a door.
And here are the passcodes, so you don't walk into any instant death pits. Don't walk through the maze. It's not safe. And he'll write down some phrases in primordial and hand them to you.
He can read primordial, so he just. If he could smirk right now, he would, seeing what these words and phrases are. But he's just taking note of them, adding them mentally. He looks back to Aurelie. Are you certain it's all right?
I mean, say I do turn on you again. Better that you have my entire arsenal than it be in my back pocket.
I accept your logic. And I think Gallier's going to try to get into this area.
Okay. And so then I will allow, Tillsman at a later time, go ahead and send them everything that's in there.
Okay.
They've kind of already been in, so some of it they already know about, but that way they have a comprehensive list. And just go ahead and send me that same list too, That way I have the same
Hey,
stuff.
Josh.
Yeah.
Just because someone here is too afraid to intrude, I'll do it for them.
Yes.
Take the goddamn floor, Wick.
No, scared.
I mean, be my guest. That is what this time and this session is for. Anything you want to do, anything you want to say.
This may be the last time you see my character for probably 2 months. So
Yeah.
if there's something that you want to say to me specifically, I implore you, because I've got to learn how to bartend.
Hell yeah.
I hate it. I hate how I feel right now. But I should try. Wick is going to march up to Tailsman, and out of pure impulsiveness, she's going to grab him by his shirt collar. And hey, fuck, out, outright say that, like, I don't know, fuck, that, like, she despises what he has done. And I wish I could say the words that my brain was saying, but it's a bit of a jumble. And then she just looks at him dead in the eye with her tears welded in her eyeballs as she's just like, I don't care if it has been 30, 50, 100 times you've dealt with this, but I will never forgive you for what you have done. What you have done to my uncle's legacy of everything you've took away from me. I will never forgive you for that. As a few tears fall down her cheeks, and she is visibly very upset. I feel bad, and I hate it, and I'm sorry.
No,
This is absolutely deserved.
that's amazing.
I've probably said or done worse things to you.
Oh,
I'm just putting it out there. It's probably
that makes
happened.
me so nervous.
Hell yeah.
After a moment, she just lets him go and just glares at him with utter disdain. And we.
See, this is why I love when you interject, because even though you're nervous about it, because it's always great roleplay moments.
It makes me scared. I always feel bad because I don't want to intrude on everyone else.
No, seriously,
You're not
do
intruding.
it. You're not.
It's an open discussion.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah.
Except for
Unless it's like a
Zernus,
dream
because they're not
sequence.
there.
Yeah.
You're not
Zernus is like-
allowed.
Yeah, Zernus.
Yeah.
I was about to say, like, it's an open conversation, except for when the elf is not there.
Speaking of which,
I
oh,
I
you can
want
address.
to. I'm going to speak up because there's been a few people been a bit negative towards Talisman. I'm going to say. I don't think I ever told you thank you. And that's all I'm gonna say. I will say that I'm kind of brushing Kingsley's hair a little.
Mhm.
Aww. He's so cute.
Oh, Zernus, I have to deal with you real quick. I gotta get it out of the way
Boy. Oh!
while I have a moment.
No, you don't.
I do.
Yes. Go.
So, Zernus,
I encourage.
how far away would you have gone from the group? Far enough away that, like, if you were to speak, they couldn't hear?
He was wondering for the entirety of that conversation.
Okay. So you would be a decent bit away.
What's
Okay.
my movement speed?
Enough.
Stop that. Yeah,
Yeah. You were a decent bit away. No one here specified they were following you or anything. So, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, and no one really noticed you leave. So, just you. Make me a perception check.
Not just you.
Oh yeah, you are there. Yeah, you are along for
Yeah.
the ride. Because
Our favorite
which also,
rodent.
if you want to do
Little-
anything while you're out there, you may. Please do say. Because Zernus just fucking left with you.
He did the vanishing act. That's all I hear.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I went to get the no. Wait, wait,
I was
wait!
about to
I
say
can't make that
disappearance
joke
father
anymore.
act.
Oh.
See how Soraya feels
22.
about that. 22. Okay. With the 22, you are walking through this area, and it's a bit wooded on either side of the tracks, interspersed by just the occasional large clearing, then more trees. You are kind of walking in this direction. It just sort of will say the northeastern direction, kind of following the tracks a little bit along the tree line. And what is Zernus doing? Just walking? Are there any thoughts going on? What's going on with Zernus?
I mean, unless he's spoken to, he's just kind of idly walking. He's like spinning the dagger in his hands, like the blade is against the metal on his finger, as he just keeps spinning it and inspecting it and kind of mumbling to himself, but it's not loud enough that you'd be able to hear it.
Okay. And so you
I has
are.
a
Oh, go ahead, please.
So now that radioactive purple rat baby can speak, can he only speak or can he still telepathically communicate with Cernus?
I'll say you still retain that ability. You just now also have the option of speaking.
Okay. I think after not too long of walking, like when it gets to the point where you can't really hear the other people, or probably a bit after that, he will poke his head out and start to talk to you telepathically, but then realize that you can speak now and just do that. What are you doing?
He spins around, obviously. He's like, oh, hi, wait, where are you? He doesn't feel you. And then he hears you. And then he looks down. Oh! Have you been there the whole time?
I never moved after you grabbed me.
Did I grab you? Probably, yeah. Okay.
You always do.
Do you, what was your question?
What are you doing?
I'm thinking. And he'll look around. Apparently, walking.
Why do you have to think so far away from everyone? And if you're thinking, why do you have to think with the dagger out?
I don't know.
Listen, so much just happened. I don't want anything else crazy to happen.
All I was doing was thinking and walking. I haven't been able to go on my run for the past. How long has it been? Guess my body just wants to do it on its own.
I
You're
will
welcome to go
make-
back.
No. I don't mind. I enjoy your company, but you're always up to something. I don't want you to be up to something.
Okay. I don't mean to be. I just try and be independent sometimes. Often enough. I mean, okay. At least I'm not drunk this time.
You know, it would be nice to be right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
This fucking sucks.
Yeah, I know. It'll be okay, and he'll stop petting you.
Well,
He'll keep
whatever.
walking again. Do you think Serena's a bad person?
I'm not all that familiar, to be quite frank. I didn't really meet. Well, I mean, I know of her, but in general, my
Yeah,
knowledge is
everyone knows of
limited.
her. And we know that Kingsley and Talisman don't like her, but no one explained to, or at least I didn't hear a reason why she's so unlikable. She's kind of like Galliard, constantly wants to know. I mean, maybe she's a bit of a control freak, but who isn't when you don't have a body? I just don't understand. I wonder.
I wish we could know, but I don't think that there is any safe way to find out. I don't think that any of those things deserve your pity or your empathy. Whatever you want to give them, none of the gods deserve it.
Maybe you have a point. But if I didn't give you empathy or pity, I wouldn't have picked you up in that street. I should have left you on the street kind of where you were standing.
God damn.
I am not. I am so far from them. I'm sure.
You were from Dickman.
In a much less lonely way, I would have continued on. I would have led a peaceful life. That is not what these beings are doing.
I don't understand.
I admire how much you care, Zernus, but that's not all there is to dealing with people.
Not everyone can be bad, right? There has to be a reason. I had a bully. I don't think he's in King's Point anymore. He could be, but I knew that he had a hard time at home. I only punched him in the face once. Twice. How many times did I? I don't know.
A reason is never an excuse. It does not
No,
make
but it's an
everything okay.
explanation.
Sometimes there are no explanations. Most of the time, yes. But some people are just bad people.
Who do you see as bad people?
Well, needless to say, I'm not quite fond of the gods. But there have been others. There has been another. But it really is a lot to dig into.
Likes the gods, but it doesn't make sense. And I don't like that. Why would you?
I know.
Oh, speaking of the gods, he'll reach into his bag of holding, pull out the goddamn scroll he was given.
What scroll?
So Synthos, right? Gave me a scroll.
Sithos gave you a scroll and
And a holy symbol.
And a holy symbol of his.
Which god is that?
That is
Justice and Vengeance.
Justice and Vengeance, which is the one that
Okay.
Zernus followed.
Yippee.
Do you think it's even worth to read them?
What was that?
Do you think it's even worth to read this?
Have you not yet?
No. I was
I
still
don't
carrying
think any.
the peanuts from your.
I don't see
What do
what
I call
harm could
Dickman?
come of it.
Is
A
Dick?
dick?
No, is Dickman your dad?
What the fuck? No.
But like, he came from you,
What?
or you came from. Wait,
No, I did not. No, I've been alive for so fucking long, Zernus. No. He's just some guy.
but you know him.
Yeah, I know him. I mean, I knew him for like a couple days.
Did he abduct you?
No, think of it more like oh, it's all so fuzzy. Why does it okay, whatever the fuck he is, he's not my dad. You know that, right?
I
I'm a
mean,
rat.
you're. Well, many things,
I don't want to
miraculous
think
things.
about that
can...
thing reproducing.
He's not your dad.
Hey.
Boogie woogie woogie.
Did it!
I was trying so hard not to see. All these meme references are just playing in Radioactive Purple Rat Baby's head.
You know what memes are.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I'm gonna call him your dad.
No.
I heard
And what do I call him? Your owner?
His name?
Your...
My acquaintance.
Okay, thank you. Your acquaintance. I was too busy carrying his bucket of peanut shells. I didn't get a chance to read this.
Right. Man, I would forget my hat if it wasn't so cool. I think you should.
Read it?
Yes.
Yeah. You know, undo it.
Okay, you undo.
Let's have a look-see here.
Undo the golden twine around the fine parchment, and upon opening it, it reads, Zernus. After what transpires, you may not trust us. But remember that not all are bad. I gave you a task a little while ago to redeem yourself. It was not because I or we judged you, but because of the weight you put on your own shoulders. You redeem others by forgiving them. So don't forget to forgive yourself. That's it.
Back in the bag of holding. Wanna go on an adventure?
What?
You want to go on an adventure?
That is a very open-ended question. Yeah.
Okay, and he's gonna sit down and he's gonna start taking his armor off and eat piece by piece in the bag of holding.
What kind of adventure is this?
I was just wondering myself.
Hey, well, the forest has many secrets. You gotta go find them. And if you are holding on to him by his shirt or whatever, his hat, he will proceed to start climbing trees and just run along them through the shrubbery.
Yeah, Tarzan.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. Zernus, for the heck of it, go ahead and make me either an acrobatics or athletics check.
Oh, shit. Fuck up, Zerna.
I mean, I got a blanking. What was my modifier? I got a 17.
And which was this, acrobatics or athletics?
Acrobatics.
Okay. Tarzan indeed. A little less vines, but you are jumping tree to tree, through the trees, down on the floor, up on the top, all around, just going around. You are embracing your inner child and just up in the tree. You're climbing trees. And with that, with you out in the woods, the rest of the party at camp, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. So about 10 minutes, we'll be back. Unless everyone's back a little sooner. We'll see. But yeah, quick break, and then we'll go back to the people at camp. See you soon.
Hooray!
And we're back. Hello, how's it going? They were singing copyrighted music. So hello.
And a 1, 2.
Oh no.
1, 2, 3.
We're gonna pop real quick back to Zernus for a moment. So you had a thing you wanted to try. So you go off and you find again, there are many clearings throughout here, and you find one, and there's a just smaller tree that's fallen over, been there a while, covered in moss. You plop down on it, you plop right down. It's got some mushrooms growing out of it, and yeah, you want to eat one?
Sure.
Yeah, you want to eat one? Go ahead and make me a con save.
I'm good at mistakes. Con save.
Yeah. Nice, Morse.
I'm a sheet of Constitution. Genetically modified 20.
Genetically modified 20. You're fine. In fact, the mushroom was probably fine. You don't know. You started to feel a little funky there for a sec, but then you're fine, so it must have been fine. S'mores, go. No. Just decided to walk across my desk. Okay, asshole.
Explodes.
But yeah, then you so you find yourself sitting on this log, and you wanted to what?
I want to see if this ring I have that I was given, because I don't think I've heard my own voices in a while, right?
No, the strange voices of empowered emotion have also been silent.
I guess I'll. Which hand did I put on? I don't know.
Which hand?
Middle
would you
finger,
want it
one
to
of the
be on?
hands.
Okay.
I don't remember the wedding hand for a man. So
Left hand, ring finger.
okay, so he has it on his middle finger, right? And he'll just look at it and then start to take it off.
Okay. And so you go ahead and pull it off, and it comes off. And there's nothing for about a moment. And then you just start to hear these voices start to pour in, feeling like almost from all sides. Your vision begins to get dim at the edges, like a vignette kind of thing, as they just begin to press into your mind. You are going to take autumn. Yeah. Let me grab out the die. I was debating something. Ooh, 10 psychic damage.
Ow.
You're not gonna continually take more as you kind of adjust, but it was this repressed. You had been pushing these voices out with the ring for so long, and then they just slammed into you all at once, and it's just this oppressive force. After a moment, you kind of adjust back once you kind of stop being flashbanged by it, but like, that was a lot. But they're still there. They do not stop.
Hi, hello, ow.
Do you wish to do anything?
Is there anything new? Anyone new, or is it just those rambling bastards?
Make me a perception check.
23.
23? You didn't really take a lot of time before to actually study the voices. So as far as anything being new, hard to say, because you didn't really look into it before. But what I will say is this. All of the many voices within are constantly ever present. But there's one voice that isn't just speaking. You almost faintly hear this, hey. Like somebody in the middle of a crowd. It's like somebody in the middle of a really noisy crowd trying to get your attention at the other side of the room.
What
But it's
kind
only
of
a
tone
voice.
is it?
From
Like
your
female or male?
male.
Is there at all a chance I can try and focus on that?
You can try. Go ahead and in this case, I'm gonna ask for a wisdom check.
Wisdom check.
Not
Oh,
saving
fuck.
throw, just check.
I don't have good wisdom. So 15.
With a 15, I'm gonna say you can focus in a little more. Enough that you can make out the voice a little clearer. And it is, in fact, a male voice. And again, using the analogy of a crowd, you've kind of taken notice, maybe gotten a little closer, but it wouldn't be close enough to have a conversation that would be easy. It would still be like shouting over the crowd, which you can definitely do. But that is the best
Do
way
I
to equate it.
shout IRL? Like, no.
You don't know. You've never done this
Oh.
before.
Schizophrenia. Let's just start yelling. Like,
So just
hello?
yell, hello! So everyone at camp,
Oh, what the
you
fuck?
don't hear this because you're far enough away at this point. Again, you walked for a while, started running. I'm going to say you don't really hear. You hear something off in the distance, but it doesn't. It just sounds like night noises of animals and other things. But Cernus, you just start yelling hello, and eventually the voice, a little louder. Hey, hear me.
What?
It kind of cuts out. With all the other voices, you hear bits and pieces, but basically you hear me. You hear me.
Yeah, kinda. Maybe.
It's weird, Zernus. You have to blink. That's a normal mortal thing you have to do. When you blink, and it's only when you blink, not when you like hold your eyes closed, nothing there, but just when you blink, you swear you see a face when your eyes are closed. Do you still have the dagger in your hand? Because I know you went and did some climbing and stuff, but you were twirling it before. Do you have it out while you're doing this?
It's on my belt.
Okay.
I've
Giving
got
it
the ring in my hand.
giving it just a brief glance, just kind of peeking down, reflecting the moonlight. You swear you see that same face reflected in it, if but for a second.
I'm gonna fall off the log. Look around.
No one there?
How is the rat still stuck to me?
Far
What's
as I
the
know.
rat experiencing?
I'm wondering why the fuck you're yelling.
Yeah, Zernus, from your perspective, just starts yelling, hello?
What is wrong with you? What are you doing?
I don't think I can hear you.
It is another voice in the cacophony. What I will say for... Jesus, I gotta go rinse this out again. The fuck? What you...
I am speaking out loud. I don't know if that affects anything.
Okay, with that, I will say yeah. I will say, Zernus, you do hear them. If it was purely telepathic, no. Because it is one more voice. It's like a drop of water into the ocean. But since you're speaking out loud, I will say you faintly hear that they're talking to you.
Can I like look at them?
No, your neck stops working. Yes, you can.
Ah, shit. Here we go again. I look down and like, oh, hi, hello.
Oh, hi, hello. What is happening? What
You-
situations are you getting into?
Just did I drop the ring? I'm still holding the ring. I fell off the log.
I mean, I'd say it's still in your grip.
I'll show the rat. Just the ring, right? So loud.
Why are you not wearing it?
I can hear someone.
Who?
I don't know. It's a guy. It's not everyone else. It's not Keen. It's not the voices. It's not rage. It's not anxiety. And they won't shut up.
That's creepy.
I'm just a little trying to figure out who they are. You think maybe? He's gonna then try to focus on little old. I'm gonna name him Rock. That's his
Rock.
nickname.
You concentrate on the thought of focusing on Rock. And everything goes incredibly silent. Except for one voice. Hear me better now?
Okay. How did you? Yeah.
What's your name?
Pebble.
Pebble?
Yep.
That's a funny name, isn't it?
And he holds his rock, so.
Rock. Well, Pebble, me and you are gonna have a great time.
I don't, I'm engaged. I don't think I should be having good times with folks in the forest.
If I were you, I'd put the ring back on. It's about to get really loud again.
Oh, why?
Well, 'cause I can hold them back for a bit so we can talk, but not for a long time.
Who are you? And how are you?
Well, according to you, my name's Rock. Nice
That's
to
your
meet
name.
you.
It's not your occupation.
I am nobody. Not anymore, anyway. So why does it matter what my occupation is, or was, or what will be?
You're like Siren.
I don't know who that is. Oh, what's so funny?
Ring. Where's the ring?
It's in your hand.
Put it on quickly.
Just quickly put it on. Talk to you soon. And then you put the ring on. Silence.
What? What?
We're going to pop over to the other group real quick at the camp. So, I know some of you are talking to Kingsley. Kingsley's poof. Those of you at camp, off in the distance, kind of really far off, there's the sound of a train horn. It is nightfall at this point, and it is coming from the direction you came. Not the direction the trains were going, but direction of Kingsport. Possibly another train that left, far behind the others. Maybe one that got delayed on the tracks behind you, a fifth that you didn't see before the bombs went off. There's no other tracks in that direction. It would have to come from Kingsport. At least from there. The tracks do split eventually, but not until you get past where you are. But you hear a train horn nonetheless.
Question, do I
Yes.
know what binoculars or a telescope
I would say you know what a telescope is. Binoculars. I think it's reasonable you would have at least crossed somebody with a pair of binoculars. Yes.
I'm gonna.
Oh my god. I forgot you had that ability. It's been a hot minute. So, okay, it's a really weird experience because actually having binoculars, you're looking through a lens. Nothing actually happens with your eyes, but you are putting your hands up like this and pretending you have binoculars, and your vision zooms way the hell in. It's a weird experience. And are you looking kind of down the track?
Yes.
Go ahead and make me a perception check with advantage. Because you have binoculars. God, I love that ability so much. Because you have to be creative. You have to think of this stuff. I was the train kid. Fucking love
Ooh.
trains.
That was 2 4s for a total of 3.
Wow. Oh my god. You know, you are so distracted by the weird new perspective, and it's just really hard to get used to the ideas of your eyes doing that. And you're partially worried for a minute that your eyesight won't go back to normal. That distracts you just enough that you don't see jack shit. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. You see nothing. It's a little dark out. It's just hard to kind of make it out. I will say though, so I forget satyrs. They have dark vision, right?
No, I don't have dark vision.
No. Shit. Okay. Yeah. You would have had. Gave you advantage. It actually should have been a straight roll anyway. So then yeah. But it doesn't matter because it was the same roll anyway. But nothing. But you do hear it a couple more times. And actually you hear a bell as well, one of the like ding 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 train bells.
Well, I guess then I will, with something at hand, I'll cast light on it. At least get some light
Some light. Okay.
other than the campfire.
You go to cast light, and it does. It illuminates on your hand. A quick note for you. It's a little dimmer than it should be. Still lights up the same area, but it's not as the color's not as vibrant. It's more muted. And as you cast it, down the tracks, which do curve slightly, between the tree line, hundreds of feet away. You can't really see exactly how far, but it's hundreds of feet away, down the way you were looking. About the time your light pops up, a light on the front of something that's coming in your direction. And it is on the train tracks. And I would say with where the camp is, all of you that are there could see this. And this is still pretty close to after your conversation or during your guys' conversation. Anything you'd like to do?
Good question. I wasn't here for that part.
Ah.
But I don't know.
There is a light moving in your direction along the train tracks. There's only one track that leads in this direction, and it originates from Kingsport. There was only 4 trains total. 1 got swallowed by the portal, and the other 3 went past you when you guys stopped. A 5th could have left and you didn't see it. But you don't recall there being any others.
Check if I have night vision.
Yeah.
Would Galliard be able to hear this from inside this, the thing that Areli or Tillsman gave him? Because
question for you. Would you have shut the door?
Yeah, Galliard always shuts the door after him.
Okay. Then I would say Probably not.
All right. So he is just in there, looking over all the enchanting and alchemist stuff.
I'm trying
One moment, sorry.
to. I want. There's. It sounds like fun. That's the impulse. Just shoot. You know what the fuck it is. Coming towards all directions. I gotta shoot it in the head.
Okay. Sorry, we're good. We yeah, had to deep clean a thing. Yeah, so apologies. Where were we? You were down in the thing, door is closed, can't really hear it. Door is still there, present, but just closed. What about the rest of you? What are you doing?
Can I shoot at it? I don't know what the fuck it is. That's
It
scary.
is a few hundred feet away. Do you have something that is that far, or do you want to wait till it gets in range?
Hold on a minute. Let me quickly cheat. I have firebolt, but that sounds like a death sentence in itself.
I mean, it could be. That is also, I think, only 100 feet or 150 feet.
120.
120. Okay. If you want, it is up to you. I'm not going to say you can't do something.
I kind of want to test it out, but I'm just scared that I might hit like a person. But risk it all, I guess.
You could. You want to hold your action until it gets within 120 feet?
Yes, please.
Okay. Anyone else have
Yes.
anything they want to do? You do see Wick
Cast
is
mage
readying
armor
something.
on the mice.
Cast mage armor. Okay. Anyone else?
Is he armed?
Who? The thing approaching?
The train?
You cannot see. It is far enough away that even with dark vision you wouldn't be able to see that far. And there's sort of like a blinding light in the center of it. It does look, just for reference, it does look to be the location of sort of like a train's fog light. That would be in the center front of like a steam train. It does look to be that same sort of thing on the front. But you cannot tell if it is armed. It has blown its horn a couple times, rang its bell a couple times, signaling its arrival. I'll say at this point...
Does it have lights?
It does have a single light on the front. I'll say at this point, a couple smaller lights have come on that you can see, and they're just kind of a little bit diagonally above the big center one. They're a lot dimmer, look more like lanterns. Just sort of small lantern lights on the side.
I'm
What's up?
pull out my BFG. I'm gonna pull out my BFG.
Okay.
And put the scope on it and try to look through it, see what I see.
Okay. Do you have dark vision by chance?
Do I have dark vision? Negatory.
No. Then I will say, go ahead and just give me a flat perception check. Normally it would be disadvantage, but with the scope I'll give you advantage, so it cancels out to be just a flat roll. Perception.
But I have advantage on perception, so how does that?
Oh, so okay, so hold on. You normally have perception advantage? What from?
The heightened senses feat.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah, in that case, then you do get advantage. Because disadvantage and advantage cancel themselves out, but then you have another advantage on top of it, so advantage.
Cool. Thank God for advantage. Whew. Yeah, that's way better than the first. First roll was a 2, second 12 for a total of 18.
18. Okay. I'm going to say with an 18, you take a peek through, and it is, in fact, a train approaching. With an 18, It's one of those old-fashioned steam trains. So the cabin with the conductor is in sort of the back of the front train car. You don't make note. It does look like it has some cars behind it. It looks like a passenger car and 2 cargo cars. A relatively small train, all things considered, as far as how many cars. Main passenger car is a single boiler steam train. And from where you are and from that roll, you can't see if there's any people on it. You assume there probably might be because it came from the direction of the city, so maybe some more escapees, but you don't see anything. There just isn't a lot of light in the passenger cars. They're pretty dark. But it is coming in your direction, and at this point, I'll say it's 300 feet away.
I want to see if you'll let me do something.
What would you like to do?
Can I grab one of the bullets from the gun and cast daylight on the bullet?
Okay. No, I'll definitely let you do that. You want to cast daylight on the bullet, and then so the bullet,
Just shoot it up.
shoot it
Well,
straight up in the
walk
air.
away from camp. Walk away from camp, maybe 100 feet closer to the train, and shoot it straight up in the air.
Okay. Then yeah, I mean, I would say,
You scared the crap out of me, buddy.
I would say yeah, you definitely can. You can. So you walk about 100 feet away. Are you going quickly? Because the thing is still moving while you're there. So I just have to gauge how far it gets in that time. Okay, so go about 100 feet away.
I let the others know what I'm gonna do so they don't get freaked out.
Very smart. And I will say, because you're using your gun, your BFG, and then you shoot it in the air, I'm going to say Zernus. You'd been kind of faintly hearing noises back in the direction of camp that sounded like a train, because trains are loud. You can hear them for pretty good distances. Then you hear a gunshot. And all of you, and Zernus, you definitely see this as bright light shoots up in the air. I will say for the purposes of this, any perception checks you make during the time it's in the air will not have disadvantage. Well, unless something else would give it disadvantage, but it won't get disadvantage from night. You also get a very good look at the train. It is a standard steam train. It hits the 175 mark. Now, Wick, I want to confirm with you. Do you want still to shoot the firebolt?
No, because I think that would be dumb. It's a train, it'll blow up.
Okay, I just wanted to confirm, because it is hitting the 120 mark. Does anyone have anything they wish to do, or do you just let it keep going?
If it's this close, can Galliard hear it now, even inside of this area?
I'm gonna say
or is it still?
getting this close, you can now. You are in technically another dimension, so it took it getting a bit close to hear it. But you do hear through the door the faintest sound of a train, which is weird because there shouldn't be one there.
I'm gonna go towards the train track, or at least the general direction, if I can triangulate where I've come from to go to the train tracks. Go that way.
I think it's reasonable. I think that's reasonable. And so yeah, you start making your way back.
I want to leave this area. Unless it's like directly on the train tracks where this was put down. Because I don't want to just pop my head out and get Final Destination.
Smart. And I think it's reasonable it would be off the tracks. Because it has to be on a flat surface and the tracks aren't super flat. So,
Alright.
yeah, I think that's reasonable.
Like, wherever we set camp. Like, it's around there. I want to just kind of pop my head out, look around, and see what's happening. See this light just approaching.
Okay. And so, you all look, and look on you do. And it gets 120 feet, 100 feet, 80 feet. Are all of you just kind of standing around and watching?
I'm
Yeah.
gonna move into horse and perch up in a pretty covered tree.
Oh, sorry.
Hide.
Maldet, say again, you got a bit quiet.
Oh, my bad. I'm just gonna like move into the forest, just away from an open clearing, but still inside of like everybody. Obviously, besides Zerna, since I don't know where the heck they are.
Right.
And just move up into the tallest tree that I see. That's mostly covered up with leaves to hide.
Okay, sounds good. Go ahead for me, just make me a quick stealth check.
It's a tough one. It's a
tough
7.
7.
Oh.
You feel pretty hidden. Okay. Anyone else have anything they want to do in preparation?
I mean,
Give me a certain ability that can be used as an
Oh, somebody... Wait, there was a suggestion? I didn't hear it, though.
Yeah, I like heard it faintly.
I was suggesting that Ghost has a certain thing that she could create as an action.
Ah.
That could be a good use of a preparation.
Remind me what the fuck was I supposed to create? I got
Your whole
everything.
arcane cannon.
Yeah, the
Yes.
cannon.
That device.
Huh.
I mean, I can make it. I don't mind.
Yeah, it's just an action to do so, and so you whip out the tools, you get out your like little cannon parts and just whip it together real quick. And you now have that. Which form do you want it to take? Because it can be either a flamethrower, the force ballista, or the protector.
My brain's tempted with ballista.
Ballista?
So, yeah.
Okay, and then I do want to ask, just because you do have options here, do you want it to be a tiny size, which is handheld, or can move on its own, or do you want it to be a small, where it cannot be held, but it can move on its own and can have legs?
Okay. I kind of want it to move on its own, but I want to go with the bigger option, as it would. I don't know if it would benefit here, so maybe.
Okay, so you go with the slightly bigger, yeah.
Yeah.
So you get your little force ballista ready to go. Okay.
I'm gonna give it a name, just a little bit.
Oh, please do.
Its name shall be Ruben. From Minecraft Story Mode. Ruben. Ruben lived.
And Ruben shall be victorious in all things they do.
Yeah.
Okay. The train continues forward. Chugga chugga. Chugga chugga. Chugging along. And it was at 80 feet. Gets to 60. And closer and closer and closer. When it gets to the 30-foot mark, I'm going to say Tillsman. You have a 23 passive. Yeah, 35 feet, I'll give you. And then, what was Maldet's passive? Perception?
18.
18? Yeah, because you were.
I really gotta get that observer feat.
Yeah, that's good.
Was it 30 feet or was it 20 feet on the heartbeat detection?
It was, I believe, 20 feet.
All right.
I see where you're going with this, though.
I'm 10 feet away.
You know, I need to check.
I'm not moving.
Actually, just for my own curiosity here.
Yeah.
Because I need to see, not necessarily that, but it made me think of something, and I need to see if it would apply. Sure, I'll say that it does. Okay. Actually, I do believe it was 30 feet on the thing because it was the same as a higher level paladin's aura. So I'm going to say it was 30.
Oh.
It hits that 30-foot mark. And I'll say you notice, because of that, you notice a heartbeat. A single heartbeat. And then those of you with the higher passives, both Meldet and Tilsman, it looks, and I mean it looks like a train. Like exactly like a train. Until you see the cow catcher on the front start to pull apart and open.
Knew it. I knew
You fucking knew it. And then it starts
Giant
to
ass mimic.
it starts to pull itself off the track as many, many legs sprout from beneath the wheels. And to your horror, not only does the front of the first car open up, but the other cars split off into 3 other mimic trains.
the mimic train.
This
The mimic
reminds me
train.
about the boat.
Yeah,
These are mimics?
these are mimics.
These are mimics.
You have the
I knew
front...
I should have shot it.
And-
Fishy shit.
you should have.
I should have shot at it.
You have the front steam car, which is you have this front steam car, which is its own part. You have the passenger car, which is separate with separate abilities, and the 2 cargo cars, which also have their own moveset.
This is so fun.
Where the
And-
fuck is my
I'm so
brain
excited.
going? Where is my brain heading?
And as they crawl off the tracks on their many legs, and Zernus, you arrive about that time seeing this in horror. I think we're gonna end there tonight.
Oh, no roll initiative.
No.
That's insane.
Well, here's what I'll say. And only because Tilsman, you're not gonna be here. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and roll initiative.
Yay!
Because I want you to be able to at least experience this.
I don't want to run up to the party, by the way, John.
No, that's fine. You're heading in this direction. You get close enough, you see that. Which you can see it from a good distance because the track. You're basically just down the track and see that fucking thing.
Okay,
I
great.
finally-
I'm going
I
to
finally
stop
rolled
and put my armor
okay.
back on.
You're going to
I'm
put your
sure-
armor back on.
Fun. But I
Yeah, I'm
haven't
sure
shot
my
one.
I
party.
finally
can
rolled
handle
okay on
10 minutes.
initiative.
Yeah,
I did it.
Yeah.
you did a good job.
Did we get a long rest since this all
No.
happened, or no?
We didn't get a long rest since all of the stuff happened, but we did leave Kingsport, and it has not been a long rest since then, so we do have the extra spell slot still.
Correct. You do still have the extra spell slot from Kingsport, and unless you guys have used something since Zernus' birthday, because that was that same. Yeah.
I think Galliard has.
I think Galliard
Sure,
has
I
it.
did.
Yeah, I have like 2 spell slots left.
Oh, joy.
It's a.
Everybody protect the wizard.
Yeah, no,
I'll
I
just
may or
hide
may
in the
not be
cave,
missing.
okay?
You have a gun.
of my
I gave you a
points.
gun.
I'm pretty much full on spell slots, honestly.
You know what?
I may be out of spell slots, but I'm not out of options.
Option.
I mean, Galliards. What
Same.
2 your hit points again?
I only have 41.
Hey, so do I. High
have
five.
31.
58.
I'm missing half of my hit points.
Same here.
I have
yeah.
full hit points. I have only
I'm
used
full
one.
HP.
Actually, I used the extra spell slot, so technically I'm back to my normal self.
Hey, Connor, I need your assistant.
I'm missing
Oh,
several
no.
hit points, and I don't remember why.
I don't remember either. Do you want me to roll initiative too, Josh?
Yes. Well, are you planning on
Yes.
engaging?
After my armor on, so like after
That's gonna
10
take
minutes.
10 minutes, yeah. Yeah, so
I'll
combat
sit-
over.
I'll sit. I'll sit and watch the show.
Awesome.
No.
Fair enough.
Something to wipe.
You'll be fine. I'm hiding in the trees. I'm not on the train tracks anymore.
Our tank is hiding. How do we feel about that?
You,
Throw me in,
Alright.
coach.
Dude, our tank is
You can
hiding. Our
go.
wizard is out of spell slots.
you can go and help them, Rat. You have
Okay.
like no issue. You can scurry up
Thank you,
and
just hold,
go.
please.
I guess I shall be the
Yeah,
tank
I do
for
have free
today.
will.
Yay! Honorary tank
Look,
privilege.
right, you've
We
been
have a,
missing
we
for
have
how
a second
long?
tank.
Wait.
It's just that
He's
he's
dead.
a little bit. He's a little
I
bit
mean,
worse, right?
I was only
Useless.
gone because y'all were on the side characters. Just so
Yeah.
y'all know.
Yeah.
I'm so confused. Like, what is?
Well, now
Jesus,
you get
guys.
to
I'm
pull your
listening
weight.
loud.
It's so fine, right? Please don't hurt me.
It's fun. I always take most of the hits anyway, so
Shoot the things and shoot.
We
the...
have
Does
everyone's
anyone contain a
initiative.
mimic?
Put it all in dice rolls when you roll.
Yeah.
Is it possible to tame a mimic?
You can
Not
definitely
these
try.
ones.
it's stupidly difficult, but I
Wait,
have tried.
no.
If
No,
I have persuade, I want a mimic as a friend, but like a mimic.
I'm gonna get the spray bottle.
No, please.
No, these things are horrifying.
A mimic.
Fought
You're cool.
something of its kind before. Ugh.
Yeah,
is
this
it?
is
Pretty
my
sure
you
first
know
time.
what?
I'm very
Did you?
excited. Excited.
I fought a mimic boat before.
Yes,
A
we
mimic?
have.
That sounds like a cool ass thing. I love
did that too.
Yeah, it
Can
sounds
you make
cool.
mimic?
It was not fun. I almost
No.
died, and that was I was playing a bard.
Oh,
A button boy.
Oh, question. So radioactive purple rat baby and Drossen, who do you want to go first out of the two of you?
I need to scurry over, so it would probably make sense if you went first.
yeah.
That works.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Siren is much weaker in this iteration and is very sick, so he is not going to be joining. He's going to be trying to get the parents away, get the people that could be harmed out of harm's way. There is someone else here though, which Zernus, you're not going to be actually fighting as Zernus. Are you currently there though? Because yeah, there is somebody here in this little area. That being Soraya.
Oh, son of a fuck!
So you can control her, or I can.
I have her sheet, or at least the one you gave me.
That would be. We'll use that for now because I think it needs updated, but I'm not
Okay.
gonna worry about it right
Let
now.
me go grab it.
I'm gonna say, yeah. Go ahead and just roll her an initiative real quick, while I roll for the mimics. Plural. This is a thing that I threw at a party once, and it didn't go great because it got killed in like one turn because they were stupidly overpowered at the time, and I didn't balance it right.
Does she
That's not
have
bad.
anything that gives her anything?
To initiative, probably not. It's just whatever her dex bonus is.
When I said I missed Soraya, this is not what I meant.
No, she was already there. It's fine.
Too bad.
You shut up, rabbit boy.
Ah, you missed me. You can't complain.
Yeah, I
Oh,
do.
and this time we don't have.
Did we ever get a short rest? Did we ever get a short rest?
You definitely could have.
Technically,
yes.
yes.
I will say this: if any of you wanted to have taken a short rest, you could have, because on the ride, you definitely could have.
All right. Sorry for being a little bit metagamey there.
No, not at all.
So, forgive me.
Recovery.
I have never used Soraya, so forgive me, because I don't know what the fuck I can do.
That is
Classes.
fair
Ranger,
enough.
perhaps.
Among things.
Among things, yeah.
What I'm gonna
Among
do
Us.
is I'm gonna have her sheet up so that I can kind of help you a little bit, because I
Yeah.
have had to play her once. I just have to
Yeah,
pull
thank you.
her up. That's the Elven Mage. That's the Mimic Train. I love how my friend Brant, though, who's in the original group that the Mimic Train was thrown against, sent a message to me on Discord, was like, the Mimic Train.
I suspected. You can see in the no mic.
Yeah. You're like, it's gonna be the fucking Mimic Train, isn't it?
I hoped it wasn't.
I did.
I hoped it wasn't.
Soraya, where the fuck are you?
I can wing it, maybe, kinda.
Nah, I got this. Hold
I'm
on.
taking back a third level slot from Arcane Recovery, just tracking that.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Can't
I
fucking
have 4 of
read.
those right now.
You know what? No.
So paying for it.
Yeah.
Okay. I need to fucking roll for the mimics. I'll find her shit later. Okay.
I'm scared.
Okay.
Oh no.
That's really funny. It was Soraya at 22.
Mimics are monstrous creatures, right?
They are
What are they,
considered
right?
monstrosities.
Okay, never mind. That won't work.
So there's that. Okay, so number 1. Shit.
I got it. I'm not used to reading this awful setup of D&D sheets.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible, but it is what I had at the time.
Is Kingsley present and in fighting condition?
No, it's Kingsley.
Kingsley's present and is in kind of fighting condition because of the potion.
Yeah, he is better.
Oh,
He's
right.
still a little physically weak,
Oh my god.
but he is still generally fine.
We don't have tanks right now.
He's generally in okay.
I am the tank.
You are the tank today.
Oh my gosh, the mimic
We're
engine
fucked.
is fast.
The Mimic Engine got a natural 20.
Oh,
Oh
shoot.
my gosh.
So,
Let's
Maldet,
fucking go!
you were up first, and I will say
I'm scared. I'm
they
scared.
are all within 30 feet of the group. You moved off to the side up a tree, so I'll still say 30 feet.
Well, hell. I say to myself as I jump down from the tree.
Hell yeah.
It's not high noon.
Let's see. What can I do here? Who needs healing before I do anything?
Anyone?
Everybody good?
I think
I
everyone's
do.
good. Oh, you need healing?
Yeah.
You
Oh,
looking
that's
bad?
what people
You
took damage
you
from.
alright?
Mm-hmm.
The buildings, like
Yeah.
the floor.
I don't think that's what I took damage from.
On the way
I
out of
remember.
Kingsport, with the
I don't think I think I was fine there because I think
Oh,
Xernus
okay.
Yeah,
the
I threw
time
myself.
and I'm luggage. So I don't know why I'm missing hit points. I'm missing like
No one remembers
you
why.
took,
We were
you took
playing
partial
someone else.
damage from some stuff that Xernus took.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
right.
Okay, well, canceling
Where
all
What
of
the fuck did
that,
we fight?
I will heal later.
No, it was when the buildings were coming up and separating from Kingsport. We fell,
Yes.
didn't
Oh
You
yeah.
did take some damage
Yeah.
there.
Wanna do a Spirit Guardian around myself as I run up to some mimics.
Oh,
Or the mimic engine.
Tillsman didn't roll.
Oh, you are 100% right. I didn't notice that.
I think I'm gonna include Sock as well.
Hey, Tillsman, roll for initiative.
So you're going to throw
He
your
did.
dog in there, but not
Yeah,
you.
I'm gonna throw my dog in there.
What the
It got
fuck?
protect Galliard. Galliard looks like Galliard.
Okay.
So protect.
Roll for
protect
dog.
Galliard.
I'm
I-
about to create super brain hemorrhage. Galliard is.
Yes.
Oh.
I am not saying you shouldn't do that, but just keep in mind,
It's a mimic, yes.
well, it's a big bad creature. Sock might get
Sure.
hurt.
If
So-
you look,
I'm just
I know.
telling you.
Fuck guys, I'm
It-
going to fight you.
The reason I say is if you're throwing your animal, I will not purposefully single out your animal companions, but if you throw them into combat and they die, that's on you.
where does initiative like come from? Is it
It's Dex, unless there's
Dexterity.
something weird. Yeah.
okay? So
Yeah.
Da-da-da-do.
So then, yeah.
I am currently just a wizard hat popping out of the ground, out of this door.
Yes. So Sokka's there. Since Sokka's after Sarai anyway, I'll just. Yeah, that works.
Goes to deliver quest.
And then we were missing Tillsman, right?
Yes, we are missing Tillsman.
Tillsman, what
Is
was your
Tillsman
initiative?
here?
If you are here. I do not hear
I have
anything,
not
so
heard anything.
I'm going to assume not, and then when they
Mhm.
get back, then we will go from there. How is it? Oh boy. Where? Oh gosh.
Hold on, let me put an @ in dice in some way. No, Mike.
Yes, you would have that, yes. Okay, so up first is Amaldet. I'm sorry. Yeah, what would you like to do?
What I'd be doing is I jump down from this tree, run up. As I'm running, cast Spirit Guardians on myself.
Sorry.
So when I enter within 15 feet, I think it was,
I think that's right.
they have to make a save.
Okay. I would say you could get...
I got a
Wish I-
30 walk speed, and then I can bonus action hop 10 feet.
Okay, I'm gonna say you can get 2 of them within that. You could either get the passenger car and the engine, or the 2 cargo cars, or one of the cargo cars and the passenger car, because they're so large you wouldn't quite be able to get them all, but you could get like a combination of 2 of them.
I'll just get the main, I'll just, whatever 2 works. There's no...
Okay. I'll say if you want to get the engine and the passenger car, you can. Those would be doable. And then what do they have to do?
It is a... Sorry, I gotta pull up what... I think it's a charisma, or wisdom, but I'm gonna double check. It's a total... wisdom saving throw of a 16.
The main engine got an 18 on the die, and the passenger car a 14.
Sweet.
One of them fails.
So a successful creature takes half as much. On failed, they take 38 radiant.
Hell yeah.
Where's my D8? There it is. $12 points to the one that failed, and 6 to the one that succeeded.
Okay, perfect. Let me go. There we go. And so these spirit guardians summon forth from you. You jump down, and immediately they start to just lash out at these currently shifting and changing hunks of metal and wood, or at least that's what it appears, as you watch bits of flesh and veins and strange goopy masses from underneath just starting to break, almost seeming to break the outside apart. Anything else you'd like to do? Is that your turn?
Let me look at my channel divinities real quick.
Oh, of course.
I believe I can do a guided strike. Yes, I can. What does it do? So much reading.
A lot of reading.
I know. I don't. My eyes hurt.
Guided strike. And Lord God's blessing. So for now I'm not gonna do anything, but whenever somebody makes an attack A creature within 30 feet of me makes an attack roll. I can use my reaction to grant that creature a plus 10 bonus to the roll.
Hell yeah.
I can make this choice after I know what the roll is, but before you say it hits or not.
Okay, good to know. Good to know.
But other than that, I have nothing else. Can cast another spell. And I use my bonus action to bunny hop.
Perfect. Okay, so up next is, I believe, the
And
big boy himself.
And since it starts its turn in my Spirit Guardians, it has to make another Wisdom save.
Hell yeah, it does. God, Spirit Guardians is great. That's gonna be, what's your plus? That's gonna be a total 18.
Tough. That succeeds, takes half damage.
Still some though. Some is better than none.
Yeah, some is better than none, I will say that. One, 8, 5 points of damage.
Points. Perfect. And so again, as it begins to shift and change more, starting to make its way, I'm gonna say, well, okay, yeah. So it's going to, I'll say once this thing started approaching and it looked like combat was going to initiate, Siren would have moved Kingsley's parents and such. And the reason I say that is because it's going to turn its entire front end in your direction. You're going to watch what looks like red hot coals in the back of its throat, and it's going to spew fire in your direction. I need Galliard's down in the hole, so you don't. You'll be fine. Gonna need Kingsley, Drossen, Soraya, Maldette,
Okay.
Wick, and it would be Tillsman, but I don't think they're there. All of you make a deck save.
Can I?
is this against a magical effect?
It's technically like a breath weapon. I don't know if that's counted as a magical effect. I'm gonna say no in this case because it's less.
Okay, so I
it's-
don't get an advantage.
Yeah, it's more like it is spewing literal hot coals in your direction out of its throat.
If Siren's
Very
moving
good.
away with Kingsley's parents, can I give, or rather, hastily toss him the small kitten that she has?
I will say that could have been done before combat was fully initiated. Yeah,
Okay. Siren, yeet! Get a cat stick to your face. Fuck you.
literally just plops on his face. Grabs. You do have
Wait,
one
I
deck.
put that on the
Where
wrong
is this going in dice rolls?
spot.
Yeah, just go ahead and send your numbers and dice rolls so I can just be like, you
Dex
fail,
save,
you
right?
fail. Deck save, yeah.
I'm going to use one of the charges of the Astromancy archives, as long as it's applied before the. Sorry, it can be used as long as it's before the effects are applied. I'm
Yeah,
sorry, I'm
that's fine.
having a hard time speaking.
You are
But
okay.
I think you get the drift.
Wait, does Maldette need to make a save?
You do, because yeah, you would have been in the range.
What are you using the Astromancy archive for?
I was going to give whoever rolled the lowest a 4, just a +4 to their total.
Okay, so if
I'm
that's
sorry,
me,
you don't have my aura. Do I have my aura?
I'm
I
assuming
think-
Dawson's within 30 feet.
what is yours? You didn't put it down, Galliard.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
just-
I am fine.
Galliard's
because
in the
I'm
hole.
Yeah, Galliard's in the hole. Galliard was not in range for this.
Mine is.
Okay, perfect. So, if you got above, where'd it go? If you got above a 16 or above, I should say, then you succeed. So the only
Thank
person that
you.
does fail is Kingsley.
Um,
If you got above a 16 or
Oh,
equal
wait.
to a 16, you take half damage.
Okay.
Wait, this is fire. I guess
Taking half damage
fire.
on me.
It is fire, so yeah, actually, this is fine.
Oh wait, yeah.
Now, I will say, some of it is fire. Some of it is bludgeoning, just because these are literal hot coals you're getting peppered with. So
Hey, just for flavor reasons, because he failed anyways, can I say he failed on purpose?
sure.
Fuck yeah.
Make us
So-
feel better.
Okay. So
Coming at me, gets hit in the face.
for a failure, it is 13 bludgeoning, and it would have been 9 9 fire. Obviously,
So
your
13 plus 9 is 22.
Is
So that's
22.
11.
so it is 11 damage for those of you that don't take all that. 13 bludgeoning.
I'm not on deck yet, right? No, I'm not.
No, that would be me.
I'm sorry.
Or Soraya.
Hold on. Kingsley, I'm sorry. What?
I'm so confused.
Yeah. No, it went back to normal. Yeah. If you succeeded, and if you didn't already do the math, you would take 11 damage. If you succeeded. That was a hefty hit. If you'd failed, but it's okay. Plus, I can't do that every turn. So that's going to be its action. It's not really going to move, and so that's it. Yeah, it's over now to Soraya.
Can I? No, because the initiative. I was gonna ask if I could put Sock in front of me first.
No.
Okay. All right. Fine. Bonus action Zephyr Strike,
Okay.
and I can't read some of her actions, but she's gonna use her. I'll say she uses her rifle. Seeing everyone with big guns, she's like, I want to try this, maybe. And she's gonna pelt it, or at least hit it, with a big gunshot in the face.
Hell yeah.
And no, she's not, because that's gonna miss.
What was it?
That was a natural one.
Go ahead and roll me a flat d20 and tell me what it is.
Oh no.
10.
Oh, so if it jams or blows up.
10. It was created by Zernus's father. The quality is good. It is fine. It does not blow up. It is, however,
Jammed.
I'm gonna roll something. It is still a natural one, and I believe in cool things happening. It is not. It is not jammed. The gun is fine. The bullet, however, strikes the main engine, and it does not do damage. It just kind of ricochets off a panel, and it turns in Soraya's direction. It is now focused on her.
Also,
Could you not do that, please?
their movement is halved, the two that are affected by the spirit guardian, so if they try to move.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, that's good looking out. Can't move now, but Soraya, what else would
Yeah.
you like to do, if anything?
Which one's the most heftiest here?
Which
that
one's the
isn't-
heftiest
Yeah, which one's bigger?
of the mimics? It'd be the
No, of the
it'd be
people, the
engine.
party.
Oh,
Me, probably?
Maldet or Kingsley, probably. Yeah. I
I'm at
don't know. though.
58 max.
Okay, casually just like look at gun, look at it. Well, this is useless, and then hide behind.
Okay. That works. Okay. So then it would be over to Sock, if that's her turn.
He's gonna use the help action for Soraya. And I don't think he can do anything. He's gonna do coordinated strike with Soraya next time.
Okay. Perfect.
So he's using the help. So
Hell
that's
yeah.
all.
Love to see it, love to see it. Next up would be Galliard. You see a train creature thing.
He is sleep deprived. However, this is real. No, this is real. He heard the screams. He saw the fire, more fire from earlier, like the fire from earlier. Take a moment, snap out of it. Look around, see what's happening. See, where is Zernus? Zernus isn't here.
Nope. Nope, I'm not here. And as far as I'm aware, none of you can really see me either.
Hear the shot ring out from Soraya. Look over, see her hide. Just kind of like try to gauge who's here. Just kind of like pop up a little bit like meerkat style. Just reach out a hand. I'm assuming Soraya's within 30 feet.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just this silvery blue magic is how I imagine Galliard's casting had been like. And just like kind of few strands he weaves together around her, and he's going to cast the spell Haste on her.
And what does that do?
It is a third. I'm scared. Do I cast a spell? It's a third level spell.
You can.
All right.
Haste is a
Is
very
that the one
good
that gives
spell.
me an extra action?
You have +2 to AC.
Oh.
Your speed is doubled.
Oh.
You have advantage on dexterity saving throws.
Oh.
And you have an extra action.
You give that to Soraya. Oh god. Okay.
Hey, he knows that she is supposed to be, made to be a living weapon. Let's, validate that.
Well, yeah, but also Pergonat.
We love nat ones on really powerful characters. It's great.
Just remind me never to use the gun again.
Of course.
We'll do that. He's nervous right now seeing this. He hates the fire. He wants to kind of like stand. I'm trying to imagine how this is, the door, because I don't have that much of an idea. I imagine it's like on the ground, and I don't know if he could like stand up in it, so he's kind of like half in it, or not really.
It's basically okay. So imagine a door that would be like in a house on the wall. It is that, but on the floor. It has the handle and all, and then when you open it, it has basically like a staircase that you can walk up and down. So you totally could be like half in, half out just by walking a little further up the stairs.
All right, I want to do that. I want to be half in, half out, just so I can like get a better view of everything, but not like fully exposed. And
so
after hasting Soraya,
oh yeah, go ahead.
I think that's where he's gonna stand. Just stay there.
Okay.
And look around, nervous, trying to find Cernus.
Yeah, don't worry about it, guys. You don't need to worry about it.
You guys are doing great. You see Sock, which came bounding over. Like you found Sock, but no Zernus. What I will tell you that you do see though while you're looking around is, of course, the main engine, which has a mouth basically where the cow catcher is. That's opened up, and the light on the front has become a glowing eye. Many other eyes sprouting along it. The cargo cars, the fronts of them have opened, and you don't see a face, you don't see a mouth, unless you count the giant gaping thing as a mouth. What you do see is many shards of wood and what look like broken boxes, pulling back like they're getting ready to shoot out. Like, what's the siege weapon? You do see that. Oh, now upon standing half out. What is the fucking, what's it called? The Hwacha, I think is what it's called. It's a thing that would like shoot a bunch of like, basically like a ballista with a ton of bolts.
Oh, we're getting shrapnel flinged at us.
Oh
yeah.
I already said I'm there.
Yes, you
I
have
already
moved.
said I'm there.
You do have a little more movement left, I will say, because you walked like 5 feet to get back up to get where you are. So if you want to walk somewhere else, you have the rest of your movement.
Can I pop back down?
Yes, yes, you very much can. Do you want to go all the way in?
Yeah, just like wizard hat, just like plops down.
I love the visual. You go halfway up,
Yeah.
look around, go nah, and then walk back down.
Yeah.
Too tired
Well.
for this. So now it is over to Drossen
scared.
with the radioactive purple rat up next.
I have a few questions.
Yes.
How close is the engine to us?
The main engine has not moved, so I'll say 30 feet.
Okay. And what kind of grouping do they have? Are they still in approximately a line?
They are basically still in a line. They haven't had the
Great.
chance to get off the tracks, so
And
they're
it
still
looks
technically
like-
on it.
And it looks like they're vaguely object-based, so
Yeah.
I'm going to cast a lightning bolt and transmute it to thunder damage and hit all of them in a
Oh,
line.
let me check something. Okay, cool. Sounds good.
And that is a dexterity save for those guys.
Their decks again? Okay. They could possibly succeed. God, I love lightning bolt. Really? What? Okay. Let me just go
Wow,
through.
this is definitely being powered.
That is 8. That is 7. That is 7, and that is 7.
Those all fail.
Those all fail.
This is definitely going to be an empowered spell because I'm not rolling very well on damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. This one's a 2, but it's gonna get rerolled. This one's a 5, so I'm gonna keep the 5. I'm empowering this spell because I didn't roll very well, which lets me re-roll a select amount of dice, and I'm re-rolling 5 of these dice.
Perfect.
I've re-rolled into quite a few pretty good numbers. So I need to add all that together and then roll one more dice, because I just have 7 d6s instead of 8.
Oh.
Mm.
And then roll this one. Alright, that is 32 thunder damage.
32 thunder damage.
Hold on.
Oh.
I can re-roll this one again, because I have Elemental Adept. I can re-roll my 2 1s.
Ooh. Nice.
Wait, Josh.
Yes.
I used Zephyr Strike on my bonus action.
Yes.
That does something to my movement speed.
It is not 32, it is 38 thunder damage.
We'll get to that in a second then, sir. Cody.
Yeah.
38, you said?
I believe, if I remember what Elemental Adept does correctly.
I trust you. Okay. 38.
Oh, no, I can treat them as 2s, so it's
Okay.
36.
36. Okay, that's fair. With a 36 damage, Jesus.
34. It is 34 thunder damage.
Okay, 34.
That's
Keep
final
going down.
Answer. Final answer. 34.
Final answer. 34. So normally lightning and thunder, they go hand in hand. It's a whole thing. It normally isn't at the same exact time though. And so you maneuver into position, you stick out your hand, and this bolt of lightning shoots out, crackling through the air with that thunderous boom that could be heard from a distance. And it hits all of them. It like shoots directly through parts of them, leaving holes that are then filled in by the fleshy mass. Fuck. Okay. That's some good damage right there. They're still looking pretty good. They're looking pretty fine, but that is still a hefty chunk of damage.
Yeah, I'm gonna hang back with the group, so that's gonna be my turn.
Perfect. So now over to the radioactive purple rat, and then over to Kingsley after.
All right. Which one of these is closest?
Closest to the direction you'd be coming from would be the engine.
All right. I want to cast an uplifted dissonant whispers on the engine, and it needs to make me a wisdom save.
Sure you guys don't want to do something to target its AC? I promise it's not stupid. There's so many saving throws.
We be spellcasters.
I know. I love how... Okay, I rolled its thing, but I have to say real quick. I love how, like, the first group that I threw this against, most of their stuff was like, roll for attacks, right? And that's what killed it so easy. So I balanced it for that group. Now I have a bunch of fucking spellcasters. Don't get me wrong, it's still gonna be hard, but like, anyway, that's an 18 for its saving throw. Sorry, had to say that.
Oh, okay. That does beat it, so it's just gonna take half damage, and that's it. So let me roll that. This might take a little while.
1 second, sorry. Okay. So sorry, you said with save nothing happened?
It takes half damage.
Oh, half damage. Okay. Yeah, let me know.
Yep. Nothing extra. So that's just 17 psychic damage.
And is that already halved?
Wait. No, that's not halved. Sorry, that's not halved.
I was like,
half
what the fuck? I was like, what the fuck? Holy shit. Okay. And it lets out this sort of weird screeching. It's both the mix of the sound of bending metal, but also the guttural sounds that it makes. Okay, anything else you'd like to do?
Yeah, let me look back. Sorry, I don't know where my Baltic fuck ass is. I will give a D8 of Bardic Inspiration to ding. Kingsley.
To Kingsley. Kingsley has a D8 of Bardic Inspiration. Write it down somewhere so you don't forget.
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. And is that your turn?
That will be all.
Perfect. Kingsley, and then the rest of the mimics.
So you know how you were just complaining about spellcasters?
Yeah, what the fuck are you gonna do?
I ain't one of them.
Hell yeah.
I just got one question.
What?
How far away is Rain?
Right next to you.
Perfect. It takes half of my movement to mount. I looked it up to make sure I even could during combat.
Yeah, you definitely can.
And trying to figure one thing out because I don't know if I have a thing and I'm not sure. I have been like looking through his shit. I am blind. You're useless. Okay. Do I have two of those? Just two. Perfect. Gonna mount onto Rain, run up to one of the not engine.
Which one?
Whichever's closest.
The passenger car.
And take 2 good swings at it with my lance.
Perfect. Go ahead and take your swings.
This dice has rolled the exact same thing 3 fucking times now.
You can do this.
Math.
I do.
That's 18 to hit for the first one.
That just hits.
Lovely. And the other one's a 23.
23. That will miss.
Oh god, you're doing that, aren't you?
I'm lying also. That's what I'm doing.
Oh. I thought you were being serious for a second because, like, I know you got some fucking tricks up your sleeve.
Oh, I've done that shit before where it's like the non-Newtonian kind of shit where like you have to hit in a range. Yeah.
So I actually do hit both.
Yes, you hit both. No, you miss both and you die. That's what you do.
Aw, darn. $19 piercing between both.
19 piercing between both. Perfect.
I'm gonna go ahead and do Mungdungus's shit too.
Please.
On my own turn, might as well. He's... I forgot what this spell does. Useless, okay. Gotcha. Going to Vicious Mockery the car.
Please, Vicious Mockery. This is the passenger car?
Yeah, same one that Kingsley attacked. And of course, the way he's gonna do it is the usual pretending to throw up thing that cats do.
Just looks at it and goes, bleh.
Yeah. Needs to succeed a wisdom save.
3.
Oh.
Well, DC is 13, so
God damn it.
it fails against Mungdungus.
Mungdungus just looks at it and goes, bleh. And this thing's brain, what it could be considered a brain, just understands that and feels bad.
So not only does it have disadvantage on its next attack roll, but it takes a max of 4 psychic damage.
Lovely.
Because Mungdungus rolled max?
I love
his
Mungdungus.
4.
I love him. The mimics hate him, but I love him.
That's my turn. You're welcome.
Okay. And so, after your turn, it is over to the mimics.
Oh god.
Music off. So first up is, if it'll load. Okay. It is the cargo cars. Now, Galliard had seen, and you guys had kind of started to see after a minute as well, as the fronts open into large gaping maws and shards of what would be in a cargo car, boxes and crates and things, and all kinds of stuff, pull out, and they almost kind of raise up into the air a bit before loosing shards upon shards of boxes and of bits of boxes and crates and other things. And as they're in the air, you can kind of see they're not fully solid. They are parts of like pseudopods, and they are part of the mimic that just look like these. And they raise out, and they almost seem to blot out the moons for a moment. And then they kind of dissipate. And you start to hear this kind of screeching again. And as the moons become visible again, and the shards disappear. The moons flare brightly. Both of them do. Sundir and Kortir, I think is. I'm trying to remember the names of my own shit. They flare brightly. And keep getting brighter. And you hear these creatures, these mimics, shrinking back a bit, and they start to grow. And jagged bits start to sprout from their sides. And as they change even more than they were already, they start to resemble less of what they were originally trying to be, and just masses of bits. And where there was part of a train, now there's just part of a chest. And where there was one of the legs that was supposed to look like a jagged piece of metal, now it resembles the hairy leg of a spider. It seems like it's losing its form, and it can't quite keep control of its form. And the three of them spend their entire turn doing this. Almost of not their own volition. Something else causing them to shift and change into something a little more grotesque. We are going to end the episode there, though. And then we will pick up with the beginning of the next turn of initiative when we get back. I will say, we were going to have our game tomorrow. I have a lot actually going on tomorrow that I forgot about some of it. I think we're going to take tomorrow off since we had a game today.
Okay.
And then we'll pick up again at our normal day next week. Because I have a lot going on tomorrow.
Alrighty.
But I hope you all enjoyed, both watchers and players. And as always, don't forget you always have not just a seat but a home here at the Quiet Kenku. And I will see you all later. Love you very much. Good night.